I'm a boss chick, yeah, I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots, I be getting money.
Hey, welcome to I Look Good Naked Podcast with Terry J. Vaughn.
And Cass.
That's it today?
Yep, that's
She's
it
not
today.
giving her last name today? Okay, and Cass. And we are so excited. We are sitting in the company of the brilliant and intelligent, amazing, powerful spirit man known as David Banner.
And lasagna eater.
And
That is so random.
It's very,
Oh, it's actually not.
very random. Yes, he eats lasagna. I made some. Anyway, yes, we had a family get together. I made some lasagna. He ate it all.
Yes.
Okay. So, David, we're happy to have you here.
Yay.
We start with, yes. And so we'll start with your quote of the day, Cass.
My quote of the day is by Victor Hugo. So
Okay.
it's about music. It is music expresses that which cannot be said and on which it is impossible to be silent.
Expresses that which cannot be said.
I know, it does sound like it needs some snippet.
It does.
Yes.
That's one of those. Read it one more time.
Music?
And then we'll let them sink in.
Okay, music expresses that which cannot be said and on which it is impossible to be silent.
That was your moment to take that in.
Right.
Okay, that was good. I like that.
It reads in
I
between
agree.
lines. Like music,
I get
definitely. There are a lot of things that people feel like they can't say, but they express it through music.
It crosses all barriers.
And it crosses all barriers, and it's a place where you can bare your soul. So
Can
it's
I say
impossible to be
something?
silent.
You could say
I
anything.
really like the fact that y'all are real life friends and y'all doing this shit together.
That
I
we
mean,
are.
like all the way around.
Yeah.
Like that's actually beautiful. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
It's especially with both of you all's ego. It's awesome to see y'all work in the same space at the same time.
What you trying to say about our ego thing?
I
Is
really
that-
did. That's why we fucking get along. It's so many big heads and you just trying to wobble them around. No, but I'm serious though. Like in so many cases, you know, a lot of relationships that we see on TV or a lot of relationships we see in business, it's because either two people are so very talented, which both of you all are, but you all made a conscious choice to be in around each other. And that's sort of hard when you mix family and
Right,
friendship. Y'all got a lot of stuff mixed in the
We
pot.
do,
a lot
and
of
we
blended
do. We always tell people it's a very unique and special situation that Cass and I have.
Yeah.
Just two women owning our own company, and we are friends, and we've been friends for a long time.
Yep.
And we have our own families,
Right.
and we're career women, and we just support each other, and that's just it. That doesn't mean we always agree, because we always
So
don't.
now I'm
But-
going to ask you all for a favor. I know both of these beautiful women personally, and the thing that I would ask y'all to tell them both is to rest. Like,
Oh my God.
I stay on y'all about
you
that,
do.
man.
He
Like,
but you know what? I'm meditating now, and I'm taking yoga.
Everyone knows she needs that.
yeah.
She does.
And like, and the thing is that because you both of you all are so spiritual that it's hard for you to be fake. So you can see,
Oh,
you can see it
absolutely.
literally on your sleeve. And Terry, she wear her shit on her back.
on her
Like
shoulders.
she be
Her
like
back
a
and her
humpback
shoulders,
of
yeah.
Notre Dame in this. You could just see all the pressure. She was shooting the movie and she
Oh
was
my
directing it, and I just pulled her to the side like, "Yo, it's
Yeah.
okay to sleep." Because I'll tell you this is that.
Oh my God, he gave me a long lecture.
Yeah, because we
Jesus.
need you here not just for us, but for your family. Like I listened to Martin Luther King's children and Malcolm's
Right.
Yeah.
children who both say like, y'all got more out of my family than I did. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, just you as people, man, because a lot of times I watch people as it pertains to my talent, you know, and Snoop actually told me, he was like, Banner, you one of my favorite people in the world. And I said, why? He said, because you're the only one that asked me how I'm doing.
Oh wow.
Because everybody look at us as
Yeah.
objects
Yeah.
and not really people who, Father, I remember I told a girl one time, like, she was like, Dave Banner, you always friendly to everybody, but you acting funny today. And I said, maybe my dad just died. You know, my dad had died the day before, and people don't consider that you have a bad day. And because they think you have so much money, they don't really care if you have a bad day. So it's important for you all to take care of yourselves.
Yes,
brother. We will take that. We will take that. I always take the nuggets you give, and I do apply them, because I will never forget. And you were like, your whole energy. He's like, you need to meditate. I was like, I'm not sleeping. I don't know. And you talked to me. You gave me some books. I was like, you know what? He's right, because we have young kids. We have small kids.
I had a physical and mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men are scared to admit that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I physically couldn't leave the house for 7 months.
Wow.
Like, I was so burnt out. All of my senses were so... when I went to the doctor, they said that because of all the stuff that was coming at me, that I was on fight or flight mode, like, indefinitely.
Oh,
like, you know, it's only supposed to be on, like, a couple of seconds. Like, at the most, like, 90 seconds. That's, you know, for you to defend yourself. But I had so many people. My phone rung every day, every 10 minutes. All day, from 10 o'clock in the daytime to about 9 o'clock at night. So I just...
What did you do to stop that, to get out of it?
Alcohol, pills, and syrup, and a lot of unnecessary sex. You know, as men, we don't look at the fact that sometimes we are addicted. Like, I couldn't sleep. Like, I couldn't... And this is something that I don't think nobody knows. When I first moved back to Atlanta, I fasted from sex for like 7 months to actually break myself.
Gotcha.
Because I believe that anything that you can't say no to, you're a slave to. Like, I haven't mastered fasting from air yet. So if a motherfucker get me to choke my ass, I'll probably give him whatever he wants. I need that damn air. So, like, seriously, like, it actually... Like, fasting, like, literally anything, I fasted, like, more than just food. People think that it's just food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But literally anything that you can't break yourself from, people can control you and manipulate you with it.
So is that how you found yourself helped yourself to get out of that depression and be able to come out your house and be able to be free and not answering all those calls all the time? I do agree about turning your phone off sometimes.
How
did you come out of that?
It was several things. I ended up getting some great mentors in my life. Before I left LA, the legendary director and actor Bill Duke was one of my mentors, and he was the one that introduced me to transcendental meditation. And when I was out living in LA, I was a wreck. I was totally a wreck. And it's funny because when I was in the public, I thought I did an awesome job with masking it. You know, I was fly. You know, I had the little personality making people laugh.
I knew this girl that was so in love with you.
Really?
And you just really hurt her. We may know who that is. We won't know who that is.
That one?
But keep going. Keep going.
No, she's good.
That was about... she's great.
Oh, she's awesome. Because I didn't get my thing that was on the refrigerator. But...
No, I ain't even...
that's the wrong one?
I'm backing out.
I don't know who you talking about.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a list. I'm sure it's a list that goes across the country.
But what else? No, it didn't. No. I wasn't that type of person. I had because the thing is, I can admit, like, the girls that I did mess with, I really cared about them. And most women try to say that men can't love two people, and that's not true. Because you can have multiple children and love multiple children. You have multiple parents, you can love multiple people. It may not be the same way. Right. You know, but if I spend that much time as busy as I am, I honestly do care for the people that I'm in and around. But the thing is I never ever, misled them and made them think they were anything besides what we were doing. And my mom even told me sometime, because you're such a good man, because you treat people so nice, I honestly believe with all my heart, a woman shouldn't touch a door, shouldn't touch trash. You know how I am about that kind of stuff. Yeah. So when you have a man that's a decent man, a lot of times people think that you're flirting with him. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I kiss their hand and I bow to him when I do that, that's me. Right. I really believe that black women are goddesses. I believe that with all my heart, for real. So with me being that type of person, and even if you look a person in the eye and tell them, hey, this is what it is. Women
but
women will look at you like, yeah, motherfucker, wait till you fall in love with me. Or, you know what I'm saying? And people really thought, and you know how I am when I have tunnel vision. Like when I'm about my mission, and then you had asked me earlier why I didn't have kids, as bad as I want children.
Yeah.
It's because I know that I don't have the time to be that type of person. Mm-hmm. So why engage and really not just hurt somebody, damage them, you know, by misleading them? That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. No.
I want to know who that is afterwards.
Goes to Mary. So that kind of goes to his album. Goes to his.
Yeah, I still want. So your mentors that you had.
Oh yeah, let me finish that. I'm sorry. Well, that took me all the way out. So Bill Duke introduced me to Transcendental Meditation. I ended up getting a group of just friends that they were like international friends from like all over the world. I invested in this cold fusion company in Australia. And it was funny. It was just like I was learning more things and reading new books. And at the time, I was reading Think and Grow Rich. And he was like, throw yourself in the stuff that you're afraid of. So dude was like, we want you to come to Australia to the board meeting. And at the time, I didn't have that was like because I gotta fly first class if as tall as I am going that far. Like that's the longest trip that you could take. And at the time, I was fighting taxes, so I really didn't have that. I didn't have $7,000 to turn around like that. Right. But something in my heart told me, hey, this kid helped change your life. So I went over there, and they saw that I was serious. They were the ones that taught me about the law of attraction and you know, guard the way you think. They're the type of people who, you know, they don't want no negative. If you negative, you'll look around and all of them gone. You know what I'm saying? But they also, and I brought this back to my black friends. They also are the type of people that if we are friends, anything that I have, you can have. If you and Karan wanted to get away, go to my house in Mississippi. It's good. The only thing I ask you is to take your shoes off. That's all I ask while you in my house. You know, if you in Paris and I got a Bentley in Paris, while y'all there, like they made this thing that was called Chariot Us. And since all of them were international businessmen and women, and they had all these cars, when you went to different cities, only thing that they ask you is that you don't rent a car, you take their car, and it was flashy cars, but then they made you pay what you would for a rental car, and they gave it to a charity. Oh. You know, but the biggest thing that happened to me, besides meditation, and just my spiritual growth, was I was introduced to Mr. Moody. He owns Moody Construction in Atlanta, and this man single-handedly changed my life. I was so burned out, and people don't know this. He moved me into his house with his wife, and I stayed there for 7 months. And they told me, like rappers think that, well, I ain't gonna tell you, they got it, is what I'm saying. And I never could even understand like why somebody, you know, with that much bread would, especially how rough around the edges I was at the time. You know what I'm saying? But he told me, he said I was one of the first people. Because when I came to meet him, I came with notes. Like, I wrote down everything that he said.
How did you get introduced to him?
I had met my very first mentor, who's actually a white woman, on a plane coming back from L.A. And that was when I was in the middle, like when I was really in the middle of my valley. And I had on these, you know how we used to dress back then. I had on a loud orange with the matching orange, and it was a strange orange. So the fact that I found the shoes that matched with that orange, she was looking at me like, and she was the CEO of a pharmaceutical company here. She was the first woman whose company went public.
Oh wow! And
so we are two totally different people. I'm a revolutionary. She's a Republican. And she don't usually talk to people when she on the flight. I usually don't talk to people when I'm on the flight. I'm usually sleeping. And she asked me about them shoes. And then some kind of way we were talking. And she was like, what's wrong? And for some reason, I just threw up all over. I told her everything. No,
you didn't.
Not physically, but like I just.
Oh, but that's still rare.
And that's very rare for me. Like even now, that's rare for me.
Well, you know that was God.
Yeah, it definitely was God. And it was my spirit telling me that you need some kind of help. So, and I want to tell people, especially from the South, especially when you're come from a Southern Christian family. We so spooked and scared of everything. I was hurting so bad. Like, honestly, like the transcendental meditation scared me. But I was dying. I felt myself dying. And I knew if I didn't do something, I had to change something.
Right.
So as long as it didn't, compromise my spirituality and my manhood, I was open. And, we're so closed in the South to a lot of the stuff that I was doing in LA. Like, I was vegan. I was a raw vegan for 6 months. I got my body. Oh, that's what I didn't talk about too. The physical part of it. I lost 56 pounds. I was 17 points from diabetes. I had sleep apnea and high blood pressure. So, like, I was dying, literally. And drinking and smoking and all that kind of stuff.
Was it the pressure from your career of being David Banner and showing up and being that all the time? Do you think that's what it was?
Well, actually, I've always been fly. So,
I'm not talking about being fly.
Oh, yeah, the pressure.
The pressure.
No. Honestly, the biggest pressure for me is I didn't have nobody to go to. You can't go to your uncle about $1 million mistakes or $1 million decisions. People don't understand that you can't turn it off. Like, once you famous, like, you can't go nowhere. You can't creep. You can't. Everybody did. It was, and then it's like the record companies are fucking you over, the lawyers are fucking you over, the accountants are fucking you over.
And then when all that becomes aware, then it starts, when you're aware of it, and you feel like you're in the midst of it, and you kind of stuck in it,
and then you can't go anywhere.
That starts tearing you down.
And one thing that I've never admitted in public was I was spiritually doing too much. Like, I was supposed to be the rapper that I was supposed to be, but not as long as I was, because that was me. But I was changing it and didn't know how to make that change. Like,
in your artistry.
Like, in my life, period. Because I was, we come from very similar. Like, we come from, similar situations. And, especially when I was still in Mississippi, like, it was still real. And then, they had announced I had a $10 million deal. When you come from an impoverished place, I'm having to hold that responsibility, and people not understanding. I didn't get $10 million in my hand.
Right.
I mean, the first check I got was $500. That's still pretty good, but like, everybody needing something. With me being the first, it was a pressure. It was only one artist that I could really talk to about it, because everybody else was from big cities. It was Pimp C. Like, I really couldn't even talk to Scarface about that, because he was from Houston. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't talk to Snoop, he from LA. I couldn't talk to the big homie about it, because he was from the Bay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, E40 was from the Bay, so it was like, all the people that I could really go to, they didn't understand that pressure of being the only one. And even people internalizing the fact, because they see you, they think because they're not successful, that you the reason why, that they're not successful. And to me, that didn't make any sense. And then I thought about it is, I believe black people feel like they really can't do nothing to white folks, so they lash out to who they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you notice, in most of all the stuff that goes wrong in our community, people only talk about what the entertainers are doing.
Right.
They don't talk about the football players, the mayor, the teachers. They don't talk about nobody but the entertainers. Because they know that if you're black and an entertainer, that nobody's going to help you. Not even other females, not even other black females, not other black males. I watched when they took Akon's deal. I watched when they took Ludacris's deal. Ludacris didn't even do nothing. Then they took his Pepsi deal and gave it to the blood bat drinker. What's the crazy rocker motherfucker name? Ozzy Osbourne. And nobody came to his assistance. So like, just to end it, well, Mr. Moody, him and his wife took me in. And them motherfuckers loved me. Excuse me, I shouldn't say motherfucker. Those beautiful people, they loved me.
It is a definitely.
They loved me. They call me motherfucker all the time. Yeah. But no, they but I have so much admiration, I would never even want to utter that. But like, they loved me back to health. Like literally, they said, you know, we got 80 times more money than you. We don't need nothing from you.
Right.
He was like, I'm getting too old to climb them stairs. You can have the whole upstairs. You just need to reset because you went through the tax stuff. You don't need no bills. You don't know nothing. They'll just come here and live. And I want to tell you one lesson that I got from Mr. Moody while I was staying with him. And I really think it's important in you all's life and hopefully somebody out there life. My dad taught me, because my dad comes from a farm. My dad taught me you don't lay around another motherfucker shit. You just don't lay around. Men don't lay around. So I would get up early in the morning and be gone all day. And the thing was, I thought I was hustling. And Mr. Moody said, son, come sit down. I said, yes, sir. He said, I want you to write down what you accomplished today. He said you was gone from 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. I know you've taken all these meetings, but name one thing you accomplished. And I couldn't come up with anything. He said, being the David Banner that you were got you to where you are today. Right. But in order for you to get to where I am, you're going to have to learn to be still.
Yes.
And nobody had ever told me that before. He said, I don't leave my house unless I have a plan. He said, so when I go out in the world, I'm not running like a hamster on a wheel.
Right.
I am a sniper.
Very
I'm knocking off
strategic.
shit and then taking my ass back home. He said, you living in heaven. Look at my house. He said, you haven't went swimming one time.
Oh my God.
You haven't. You doing all that meditating. Why you ain't out there by the lake meditating?
Right.
And honestly, like even in my life right now, I am doing less, spending less, and retaining, I should say. I am retaining about 3-4 times more money than I ever have in my life by being still planning.
Wow. That is beautiful.
That's a beautiful lesson.
Jesus. Dang. Banner?
The plant analogies, the motherfuckers that I let read that shit, they said that shit was so motherfucking deep. I just want y'all to know.
Oh,
what's the plant analogies?
It's it's in the script that we're working on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I just wanted to tell her that that was sort of my
good.
segue to stunt. Me and Cass working on my first full-length film that'll be on the way real soon. I just thought that was dope. That was an alley-oop. And Cass, with her short self, caught that motherfucker and dunked it.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun?
Wow. It's crazy that you asked that because my therapist asked me that the first time and I didn't know what to say. And that scared me. And I don't get scared. But he asked me, he said, what do you do for fun? And music used to be what I did for fun and what I loved, and it became my job. And to a certain degree, and I said I would never let white people do this to me again. They turned my blessing into a jail.
Whoa.
I hated music. I didn't listen to music, gospel, jazz, nothing.
Oh, wow.
That was my next question.
For a year,
kind of music
for like a year and a half. Oh, I listen to all kind of music. Now I'm back. But I hated music. I used to have anxieties about going into the studio. Because the business side of the game
takes over.
burnt me so much. But I want to say this because I may forget about it later. This is something I should talk about later, but I want to say it now. I thank God that he let me come back. Like so many, I see artists who are my friend who go through what I go through and they still got the glassy eye. Because I had the glassy eye for about 3 years. You know how you see people and they really not there. You know what I'm saying? They done checked out. And I see people who are still successful. And again, because people are so caught up in them being a star, I can look at them and tell them that they gone. They hurt.
Yeah.
They are a shell of themselves.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, because you even know, Terry, like when I really got on my meditating every day, I was reading all day, I had become too zen-like. I had lost my personality for a while. You know, I wasn't fun to be around. You know what I'm saying? I was like a monk or something.
But I feel like
you have to take it. You have to declutter. You have to take it.
Because you started over here, you have to go all the way over there to come back in the middle. Yeah.
But that was a part of the process.
But the thing is that it was so good for me that for my personal self, I wish I could stay there. But in order, what people like about me, I believe the most, is that they can feel my love and the fact that even when I talk about abstract things, I'm not judging them.
Right.
Like, people know when I talk about not eating pork for 25 years, they know when I did, I bathed in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I am from Mississippi.
Right.
So when I tell them not to eat pork, I'm not looking down on them to say, how dare you partake in the swine. That's some bullshit. That shit tastes awesome. It just ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers will act like that shit ain't awesome. But if rat was awesome, we wouldn't eat that shit. If dog was awesome, we wouldn't eat that. I don't know, some of these nasty motherfuckers. Oh.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. I love your passion. I think that's what it is most. When your passion is very infectious. Yeah. So when you're around you just have such a passion for life that it just makes you just want to be passionate.
You know, my passion is for black people, and most people are afraid to admit that. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be everything to everybody. I'm not.
All right.
I love my people. I love other people, but I love my people first and foremost, and I love them in their godlike states, and I love them in their most ratchet moments. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I love them in their most ratchet moments, because I used to be ratchet. Very ratchet. And I actually think that's our gift now. Because motherfuckers get us wrong, we cut a bitch face if we got to. Right. Not when I don't want to, and if I do it in peace. As I buck fifth your motherfucking ass. But
how you gonna cut someone's face in peace?
Yeah, I do. If you look at the karate films, they used to float around and then kick you in your motherfucking face. Kick you in your motherfucking face.
Yes. I love it.
That happened.
No, I love it.
No, we love your passion. The world needs you. So the Godbox, of course, is your latest treasure to the world, which I love. Yes. I was telling you earlier some of the songs that I just love. And I actually could put the whole CD in
and I can lay it all the way through. Yeah.
But there are some songs that I go back and repeat.
You know, I was surprised. I really thought your favorite song I thought would have been your favorite with me knowing you.
What?
You didn't even name it. Was Cleopatra Jones.
I do love Cleopatra Jones, but I'm very ratchet too.
But let me tell you, I guess I missed the mark because that was what Cleopatra Jones. Go and listen to it now after I tell you this. It was because so many very smart, beautiful black women love trap music so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it doesn't have many redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
So it's hard to the spirit. So what I did was, the other side of that is we still grown folks and we like to fuck.
You
can say fuck.
You can't say fuck.
Okay,
I say
good.
fuck a lot.
The way that you even say fuck just sounds so awesome. Right? Yeah, you know, like when I say fuck, it'd be like just Pornhub, like your fuck sounds like laying off in the field with daffodils on your ass.
Sunflowers. Sunflowers just all around.
Yeah, you're like fuck.
Oh my God.
Can you come over here and
oh my God,
fuck me? And see, I tell you what it is. Your fuck seems like they have wings on them. Like my fuck have horns on it. Like fuck, let's fuck.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, this is not meditative. I apologize. Let's reel this back.
All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the song that I enjoy. Oh my God.
All right, but let me tell you about Cleopatra Jones. So I said I wanted to make a trap song for women that was smart, but it was still sexual. So I said I wanted to give her the dick, Gregory.
Yeah.
I just really thought that was fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? But I missed the mark with you, so fuck.
No, you didn't miss the mark.
I'm crushed.
You didn't miss the mark. But I love You Want It. Mm-hmm. That's like my favorite song, You Want It. I just feel like there's a part in there where you like when you just going and you get so good and you be like, nigga. Yeah. I love that part.
Can I tell you why that was important? Because at the time I wasn't saying the word. I wasn't saying the word nigga.
Yeah.
But I don't believe the word nigga or bitch should be taken out of the language because there's some niggas out here. And when I was thinking about when I was writing that song, I was thinking about some real hoe ass niggas. So when I said nigga, I hadn't said nigga in a long time. So I was like, ooh, this feels so awesome. Same way I say fuck. I say nigga. I actually put the on that. I put nigga.
I love you on it.
Thank you.
I love it. I feel like it's hard and it's melodic, and it's just something about that song. That when I listened to the whole CD the very first time, that was the song that registered the most. And then as you listen to it again, then it was the AK and several others.
Yeah. Your husband was one of my greatest supporters, and when I was in my unsure period, he was like, dog. You got one, dog. See, I'm from Detroit, dog.
My God,
and what you gotta understand, man, you got it, man. See, we like Superman. See, what you gotta understand, the rest of these haters, man. The rest of these haters, see, they like our kryptonite, brother. Like, I have the physical attributes, and you had a thing I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a musician. See, what you don't understand is the physical ability will go away one day, but see that you can always make a beat.
Yep.
Now let's go ride bikes.
Yeah.
No, but what I'll tell you,
burning thumbs too.
What I'll tell you about this album, and it was sad that I only really heard it. I really only heard it from white publications. Until Charlemagne said that this is probably one of the best rap albums ever, not just last year.
Yeah.
But he said because it's independent and it's conscious, you got an uphill battle to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And but this white magazine said something so dope that I didn't even try to do. He said David Banner successfully ventures through every genre of music seamlessly without compromising himself. He said, "At the end of my Uzi is a classical, and that's a real score."
It sounds like a Disney movie.
The same dude that scored The Passion of the Christ, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. His name is John Debney, and 400 films. He scored that film. I mean, he scored it. He did some Gatorade commercials with me. And I got to be honest, I did that on purpose so I could make him a lot of money because I knew I couldn't afford his full price. And so we made so much money together. He was like, bro, I'm going to help you. And that's a real composition. And honestly, I got to say that sort of hurt me because if anybody else would have done something like that, that's not a sample. When people hear it, they think it's a sample.
Right.
As a matter of fact, this is something that I don't think anybody knows. There's no samples in your. There's no samples on the Godbox at all. Yeah. If you hear it, I paid for it.
Yeah.
And I want to say this to all of the business owners. I would take less money and be able to say fuck you or be free.
Yeah.
Than my dad always said. He said, "I'd rather you be $100 man than $1 million bitch." In the sense of a man.
I got you.
Yes.
And I never forget that. And that's real. And so many people have lost their souls.
Yes.
But I'll tell you something that a very wise man told me about this album. He said this album is in the universe. And he actually, I think it was Charlemagne told me, he said it's a timeless record. So it's not like, if you listen to a Prince album, he's one of the few dudes that shit don't sound dated. Like you go back to listen to somebody else.
Dated.
The drums sound like that shit is, because like if you listen to old Prince, that sound like the shit Bruno Mars is doing right the fuck now.
Right.
That Prince album.
Right.
So I that's what I did, and I'll tell y'all something. This is really, y'all gonna laugh at me, but this really took the fucking breath out of me. A dude asked me a couple months ago. He said, "When you coming out with the Godbox 2?" And I was like, "Dog, I spent 6 years on that." And I actually grabbed him, man, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I don't have nothing else to say." That's what I'm saying. I'm speaking right now, but I was like, "Bro, this is like the first time in my life where I stepped away and just dropped the fucking mic."
This is a drop the mic. This is definitely, and it's
on your label.
Yeah.
Yep, your own label. This is
all you. It's all you.
Everything.
Yeah, I do. That's actually my company. It's not just a label. A Banner Vision. I kept it quiet for a long time. Like I did the second biggest Gatorade commercial in history. Mercedes-Benz. I did some stuff for the last Olympics.
You were a music supervisor for #Digital Lives Matter.
I was. And I was actually honored. Hey, really quick, I gotta stun on y'all for a minute. This was the dopest shit ever. So I went to this music festival, and Digital Lives Matter was in this room, and then the movie that I was starring in was in the other room.
That's
So I like popped in right here and jumped on the panel real quick and said, I'm sorry, I have to go next door for my film. And walked out. And I stood outside for a minute and I took it in like that's a real blessing.
Yeah.
And to say that now, like we're able to do it for each other.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to wait on other people.
Right.
We do it for each other.
And
Because of course we could not pay for a Banner Vision.
Don't tell them that.
Oh my goodness.
Stunt, baby, stunt.
But no,
I don't want you to
no,
stunt.
but
You
no.
tell them you paid me $100,000. That's how we keep this shit going.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
but
true. Okay, never mind.
But yo, that's one of the things that I trip on. Is people always say they got you. It's one person in particular who I've done a lot for, and he's never repaid the things that he was never reciprocal with me.
Right.
So what God has always told me, every time I ever tried to take the easy route, every time I ever tried to do it the easy way, it never worked for me. Every time I tried to deal, it's like God was always telling me, like, you're not going to get it until you make it.
Right.
And I'm starting to realize that it's bigger than me.
Oh,
What it may
yeah.
be about is me allowing the next David Banner, allowing you all's children to really not have to go through the shit that we go through.
Yeah.
Where they can be real actors and not have to worry about if they have 1,000 followers, 1 million followers because they're working on the art and not trying to be famous. But that's all they really care about with black actors for the most part. Is how big of a comedian you are. You know, it's about putting asses in the seat. It's not about art when it comes to black people at all. Then we turn around and copy the same thing white folks do, but we don't have the budgets. So our shit be crappy as fuck because we don't really care about the actual art. And I think it's up to us, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we're able to do things. And I think that was the thing, that the liberating thing about the film that you and I are working on is because I told her, I was like, I want to tear shit up. I want black folks screaming at the screen. Like,
I still haven't killed enough white people in this movie. Every time I give it to him, he's like, you haven't? You ain't killing them all. He's too social. He's talking to him. I'm like, okay,
let me
you
tell you
know that's what you keep telling me.
There it is. And I'm proud of that. But let me tell you what it is, though. And this actually happened in the Magnolia video. White people are cool with seeing us hang. Yeah. They're really cool with showing our problems, like us dying. But they don't want to see redemption.
Right.
See, the thing that people don't talk about is what happened to him to make him that way. It's like Killmonger in Panther. I don't see him as an antagonist.
Right.
Look at the shit that happened to him.
Right.
And in actuality, they deserved it. And Black Panther said it.
Yeah.
He told his father in the afterlife.
Right.
He's like, I don't fuck with y'all because y'all left that boy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you even think about it, people don't think about it. And he came back, brought the white dude that had killed, and then he didn't just blow. He could have blowed up everybody and killed motherfuckers. No, he fought the motherfucker on the waterfall, like y'all rules say. Beat the bitch and threw him over the waterfall. Yeah. So he was and since he didn't have a father, he let the American government raise him.
Yeah.
So all the edgy shit that was about him was because he was a fucking soldier. And the other thing was and that's what people, and I hate that about black people nowadays. We think that peace is free. Peace, no. You have to kill and die for peace. America blows up shit, takes over nations, kills all the Tasmanian people. You know, white folks do that in general. Everywhere that they've gone, in order to make their peace, they have almost, if not totally decimated, the original people in those places. Yeah. So when you look at them now, it's because they have all of the resources and they own every fucking thing.
And they're very peaceful.
So I need people to understand my aggression does not come from, because people will say my music is violent or that my films are violent. No, if you slap me in my motherfucking face, you can't define what I do to you next. Right. Because you open up Pandora's door. It's a reaction.
It's a direct reaction.
So if I take a desk and dump it on your face, if you wouldn't have slapped me, you would have never had to worry about that. So it's not recklessly killing anybody. It's redemption. Right. And we have never got redemption even in our own dreams. Black folks are scared of winning in their own dreams. And their own videos, we don't want to win.
We don't win.
We gonna win.
In this one.
And we got 2 motherfuckers out there going, yeah, even though it's gonna be 1 million, because we know about the law of attraction. Millions and millions and millions of people all over the world, because they're oppressed people all over the fucking world that want to be free. But I real live I want black folks to be like, yeah! You know, most of the time we want everybody to sit down and be cool. I real live in this film want other people to feel uncomfortable. Like, that's some real shit.
Right.
Yeah. That's what Get Out gave us that too. The movie Get Out
In a nice
gave
way.
us a reason to cheer
in a cerebral way. And
it was very cerebral.
I think that was
intentional.
I think that was needed.
Yes.
Yeah, because I actually saw more the second and third time.
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
This is a very smart.
I'll give you a quick example.
Very.
Give you a quick example. Do y'all remember when they got pulled over by the cops coming in?
The beginning.
The first
Before they
time
got
it
to
made
the
you
house.
feel like she was protecting him because he was black.
Right.
He was protecting him because if the ticket would have been wrote, there would have been a trail of where he was. So it was shown that he was going in the direction of their house. So she was that way because she didn't want that paper trail, not because he was trying to, be racist, which he was.
Setting them up. Yes.
That shit was
yes,
dope.
Yes. It's a dope movie.
It's a dope movie.
So you spoke a little bit about social media and the importance that our culture has put on it and stuff now. What's can you expand more on?
I still want to know this girl that you talk about.
Oh my God! I'll tell you off air.
That's off air. That's definitely offline. Social media.
Okay.
If you had to say good, bad, otherwise, what are your thoughts on
I think technology as a whole is a tool. And that's all it is. It was supposed to be a tool to assist men and women, not to think for men and women. Like, it was sad when I really found out why Snapchat was so famous. It wasn't because of the technology. It wasn't because of the ability to communicate. It was because of the filters.
And to change.
A lot of people didn't think that.
It's the mask.
Yeah, a lot of people don't feel like they're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know people when they take pictures with me, they say I gotta put the filter on, and then like I tell them, motherfucker, don't put no motherfucking bunny ears on me. I'm still a gangster rapper. I hate that shit. I don't want no bubbles and shit.
You don't want no bubbles.
You don't do bubbles.
No flowers all around your face.
Do you,
We
David
stand
Banner?
up and pee.
David Banner, do you use emojis?
What are you talking about? The little bitty?
Yeah,
I do.
You do?
And I enjoy it.
I am so shocked.
I do.
Karan will not. He refuses to use emojis.
So you know what? Y'all, this is really funny. Y'all don't laugh at me. You know one thing I was like that about?
What?
Seat warmers.
Seat warmers.
I thought men don't
You
need.
mean like the
In your car?
Yeah, like men don't need toasty nuts.
Hilarious.
Men don't need
What
warm
if it's
assholes.
like really cold?
I don't give a fuck. Let them balls. When the rest of me warm up, them balls and warm up.
Them balls.
I'm serious. I really didn't like that shit. Like
Hilarious.
I had one of the first cars. I had the big Escalade, and they
And
was
it
one
had
of the
seat
first
warmers.
one that had seat warmers.
And you wouldn't use it.
No, I really
But you
thought,
use emojis.
yeah. Cause like what I realize now is my manhood is in me.
Yeah.
Like I define that, and I snatch a motherfucker
So
the
you
lips
use
off
seat
their
warmers
face.
now? Will you use a seat warmer?
Your
Your
manhood
Hold on, wait. Let me explain. I don't oppose them. I'm not as adamant as I used to.
The seat warmers.
But I really was mad. It used to make me mad. If I got in my truck and somebody was in there before me and they had the seat warmers on, I was like, I don't like warm, musty nuts. I don't know. I don't think my nuts need to be warm. Not before the rest. No toasted nuts. So we do have little quirks. But let me tell you this. This is what I believe. I want to write a book about this. You can't name me a strong man that's not strange and that's not an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Because if you believe something, you have to be stern.
Yeah.
Even if it's fucked up.
Even if it's fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be stern in your ways. So, like, yeah. That's why me and your husband get along so well.
Yes, because that is so.
Oh, that is my home.
Your
husband told me when we was on, because we met on the set shooting the movie. He walked up behind me and said, "You gonna be my friend." And I looked and I was like, I don't need no more motherfucking friends. Like, I he said, like, and he was right. Like, and then what happened was...
He saw how you operated, and he was like, yeah, that's going to be my nigga.
Yeah, and then because what happened was, they were my clique in the movie, and I feel like if we're around each other, you know, so they had them sitting in the cold, and I had this big-ass trailer. And I was like, man, oh, y'all come in here, man. Fuck that shit. Y'all ain't gonna be out there in the fucking cold.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that shit? So they all came in, man, and Karan, this is before he became the thespian that he is.
Yes.
So he would be behind me because I was so serious. Like when I'm on set, I'm a different person because I think, especially on black sets, I hate to see black people when they acting with white folks. They got their asses all tight. Yeah. And then they late and they showing their asses on black sets.
Oh yeah.
So I try to make sure when I'm on a black set, because people looking at me to see what I do. Right. And if I'm fucking off, then they fuck off. Because I know I'm an influencer. Yeah. So I was all serious, and Karan and them at the time didn't know why I was being that way. And Karan would say the funniest shit. Y'all may not know it. He's one of the funniest dudes on this fucking planet.
He's pretty hilarious.
And he would say shit right before they would yell action. And in my head, I was like, this motherfucker won't stop. He would be right behind my ear like, yeah, you so tough, Debbie Banner. You so tough. Don't smile, don't smile, don't smile. And action. I was like, I fuck with him.
Yes, you two are two peas in a pod. You guys are crazy. Yes. I love it. God dog it, I had one more question and you made me feel... Oh, I was going to say, so what do you think is the most, something about you or a belief that people have about you that is just not true?
Oh, a misconception. Okay,
a misconception.
Yeah. Yes. Or something that people don't really...
That I hate.
I'm listening.
That I hate.
That you hate.
Like, I don't mean like how we say
no,
hate,
you know that you're a hateful person?
But the views that I have, I can document it. I can show you through history why I feel the way that I feel. Like, people would be really surprised to believe, like, I have really, really... And I don't want to say this, how white folks say I have 2 black friends. Like, I really have white folks on this planet that I love, but they know what I stand for.
Right.
They know that they can't debate with me about the way that I feel in my politics. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that it's a reaction. Because if you think about it, historically, black folks haven't done nothing. Native Americans have done nothing to white people but show them how to farm, show them how to wash their ass, take care of their kids. My grandma spent more time raising the white folks' kids than she did raising us, because she took the money that she got from raising them and paid for our food. Right. That was the reason why, I ain't gonna lie to you, the first thing I did with my money was my grandmother would go to Chicago every summer. And so I told her I didn't like her working for them white folks, but she did say something that shut me up. I gotta give her credit. She said, whenever I get in trouble and I call black folks, they don't show up. My grandma said I called them motherfucking white folks. But they did love my grandma, I can say that. Because I don't think all white people are that way. But her white folks, yeah. But
grandma's white folks.
But my grandmother would go to Chicago every summer. And I tore down the house. And I built the house right in the same exact spot. And had it done when she came back. So like when she came back, she had a new house. And my grandma was so fucking buck. My mom moved in with her. And she was on the phone. She had California friends that had a lot of money. So they used to brag on their children all the time. So my grandma said, yeah, my grandson bought me a house. And then the other lady said, well, I got a maid. My grandmother said, I got a maid too. It's Carolyn Crump, his mama. And my mama said, what you say? And she was like, and my mama thought, she was like, damn, I am a motherfucking maid. So I think that's the biggest misconception, is that people think that I hate
hateful. And you are so loving. You have
so loving, so funny,
heart,
and silly.
Yeah.
But I would die for my people.
Yeah.
I would die for my people. Yeah. And I even tell you something that I found. I am now opposed to white supremacy, not to racism, and I tell you why. White people are supposed to be racist. The problem isn't their racism, it's our lack of racism.
I mean,
Lions take care of lions, tigers take care of tigers. Have you ever noticed Whenever you
Right.
checking a white person, black folks will go out their way. Miss Emma Jean, she a good white woman.
Come on, David Banner. Like, nobody. Come on.
Let me tell you, that's how coons talk to me in my head.
God.
I really do. I really think that. Like I do. You remember I was in the Butler?
Like
I do
that.
my slave walk.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching you
That's
in the
funny.
Butler.
But no, I love that. I love that what you just said.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
again, they stick up, and even other cultures. You don't even have to just say white people. You can just say other cultures.
Yes.
Other cultures stick up for
For
their
each
culture
other.
and
Yes.
for each other, and they feel each culture feels like they are supreme,
You know, one of the reasons.
except for us.
But the sad thing about us is scientifically we can prove it.
Right.
We can
Now
prove.
that I
We can
believe.
prove that we are the dominant gene. We can have white kids. They can't have black kids.
Right.
We are the dominant gene. Black, the darker shade takes
Over everything. That's just the color
And-
prism science.
And that is the
Yeah.
reason why they are so afraid of us. If black folks do nothing else in life but have sex, and if they don't like
And procreate. We got to do more than just have sex. We got to.
well, you know, we skeeting big. We have
That doesn't mean
We have 4, 5
that
kids.
you're actually
Shit.
going to have.
shit. If we skeeting, hey dog, if we skeeting, something coming out, huh?
Stop yelling skeeting in my
Skeet,
ear.
skeet.
Oh my God.
What's
David Banner.
Lil Jon and the Yin Yang Twins?
Yeah, oh my God.
To the window, to the
To the wall. Why do I love that song?
Dude, skeet,
That is
skeet,
one of my
skeet,
ratchet songs that I love.
What's this? Skeet.
No, do y'all remember on the Dave Chappelle
I'm
show
shaking.
when Charlie Murphy was the slave? You remember that?
Oh my God, that was such a brilliant
That
show.
was
Oh,
hilarious.
I miss Dave Chappelle. I miss
So,
his show.
okay,
But
so
anyway,
one last question. Oh, you were in one of our
okay.
movies too?
Okay, all right.
Skeet.
He's been in a lot.
David
Of,
Banner
he's
was
been in a
one
lot
our
of movies,
too.
David.
I have.
Where's the you were
He's
in
been
our
Where's the
movie?
Love?
Where's the
Yes,
love?
you were in our movie. Where's
Thank
the love?
you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
He always says yes when I'm calling for something.
He does. He
Just
always
thank
says
you.
that.
Don't make everybody feel that, because most people I say no to.
I said me.
Yeah.
I don't care about what you do to
Well,
other people. I care about what you do for me.
Well, because
you always say yes.
I love
you.
y'all. Like we are family. We are, whether we want to admit it or not. We are a tribe.
We are
We are a tribe of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Gotta
we-
have your tribe.
And we fuck with each other. So like for me, it's like I've lived in y'all house. You feel what I'm saying? I've slept in y'all house. Like I knew I remember when your daughter was not here.
Yeah.
Period. And Karan told me the night she was conceived. That was a joke. You didn't say that. She was like,
But
he probably did.
No, he saw me give him that look like, nigga, please.
That didn't happen.
But
nah, but I'm
Karan
saying-
probably did.
But I'm serious though.
To be honest.
But the truth is that like, and I'm not just saying this for the mush factor. Like, I said earlier, everybody said that we got each other. I want to be the person who shows that, because we tell these kids to do shit all the time. The reason why they don't do it, we tell these kids to stick together, but we don't.
Right.
Look at how many of us in Atlanta that came up in business together, especially in the music industry. We don't fuck with each other.
Yeah.
We don't.
Wow.
We act like we
That
don't
could have
know
a
each
super
other.
label.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I give you some
It's the
advice.
same thing in the film. It's the same thing in the film
I have to
business
make
now.
sure that I send her, because I did forget to send her. You saved me, but I need to send her an invitation to the secret thing.
Okay. It's secret. Shh.
Very
Yeah,
secret.
I want to come to the secret thing.
But Mr. Moody told me something. I asked Mr. Moody, I was like, should I invite, people from Coke and from Delta and from Porsche and all that kind of stuff because of the multimedia company? Mr. Moody said something so deep. He said, no. He said, honor your people. He said, love your people, the people who have been with you. He said, because the truth is, if we all did business together like we supposed
God.
to, imagine the people that fuck with us. I know Idris and Tip and all of these type people, and the people that you know and the people that you know. Like, imagine if we all of us took one favor a piece and, are able to fund it. I've spent enough in Strokers alone. No, I'm being real. I'm not.
Strokers is a strip club, just for those who don't know.
Yes.
That's my old life. I'm not talking about the new David Banner.
Yeah, right. Okay.
No, I'm serious. I haven't been in the strip club but twice since I've been back. So most of the time I'm at home reading or lifting weights. That's all I do. I stay out of trouble. I try to vibrate the right way. Because the thing is, with me, I tell women this all the time. If you not going to play football, don't get on the field. I know me. If I get back into that life,
You're all the way in.
Right.
I'm back on Pornhub,
Right,
and
right,
like it's gonna spiral out.
No, there's nothing wrong with Pornhub.
Actually, it is.
Oh, is there?
That's Cass.
It's skin diamond.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
was like, no, it was the wrong one.
It would have been funny if she was like, "Yeah, I frequent her page a lot."
Hilarious.
No, but I was about to make a point. Oh, so he was like, if we just got together and did business the way, and that's the theme. That's actually the theme of
the night.
Because it's supposed to be for my birthday.
Yeah.
But I don't like birthday parties and shit. I believe it's other things that we can do. And
is your mom coming in?
yeah, she
Good.
and my crazy ass uncle. There's nobody on this planet like my uncle. Like, people wouldn't believe. Like, I never liked reality TV shows, and I never was into them. But I like Ricky Smiley's and I like Tips. But there's not too many reality TV shows I like. Just me
There's
personally.
family.
Yeah.
But
there's
your
family.
uncle.
But my
should be
uncle,
on
I would do that, but it would bring a lot of drama to my life with the things I'm trying to do right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
Yeah,
But
stay focused.
but my uncle, I've never seen nothing like him before, and so I'm bringing him. And to be honest with you, he's
in Mississippi.
Yeah, he's in
Okay.
Mississippi, and he's the only person that I wanted to do something with. Because what I did was I said I had a 5-album deal with Universal. And I ended up leaving on my 5th deal, before my 5th option, because they owed me more than $1 million just to record. But I wanted to get away, so they let me go. No, but I said I was gonna do something for each family member on each album budget. So I did for my grandmother first, and then bought my mother a super big car on the 2nd album. Then I did for like somebody else, and then by the time I got to my uncle, I wasn't never able to do anything for him. So like, I'm gonna give him a big wad of cash, along with his travel.
I love it, and I love the love that you give to your upbringing in Mississippi.
Yes,
I love that. That's another reason why I think it's AK. Is it AK?
Yeah, it is AK.
AK, yes. I love that song. I love when you go in about being from Mississippi and how people leave and act like they don't want to come back to Mississippi, and how you go into the whole thing about the history and not want to. I love that about that song.
Yeah,
I love that about you.
I think that was, even though it all was necessary, I think that was my Achilles heel in my career, because I was one of the few artists who didn't concentrate on himself. It was always about the people. My first album was about the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I became more worldly, and then that's when it would start to be about Get Like Me and me and David Banner and me. And I'll show you something. People usually don't notice this. That's why my name isn't on my album.
Oh.
I didn't want it to be about me.
The image. I know the image.
love this image of the
and the Godbox. Like, I didn't even think about your name.
I love
not being
all
on
that.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
So question is, people always ask me what the Godbox means. And I always tell them to look at the cover. You're creative. What do you think the Godbox means?
Because we're all part of the universe. We're all gods in this universe. And everything in the universe is in us.
She's the first person that got it.
Yeah.
I believe that black people are looking for God in the wrong place. That's the reason why we can't never find it.
Yep. Because it's right there. It's you. It's you. Look inside you.
And I tell people this, and it always folks up. I said, the one thing that I can say about religion that I do agree with, what does just about everybody do when they pray?
Go on their knees.
Close our eyes.
There you go.
Close their eyes.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
We're supposed to be blocking everything else out.
It's looking inside.
We're supposed to be praying
Inward.
Most people think they're praying to the sky.
Yeah,
if
no,
God was in the
inside.
sky, you would look up at the sky and pray to God with your eyes open.
Right.
If God was in the ground, you would look down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we've always been on a hunt to find God. That's the one thing I think we didn't lose from the ancestors, is when you close your eyes.
Yeah.
And I know this makes a lot of Christians feel uncomfortable, but you're actually praying to self.
Yeah.
But most people would think that, what's the word that they use when you don't believe in God?
Agnostic.
You're a writer. I'm talking about the easy word. Atheist.
Atheist.
You're atheist. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's agnostic.
No, agnostic is if you don't believe in religions. Atheist is if you don't believe in God. So that's true.
Well, you even made it even smarter, damn. She pulled down we all smart. I'm
saying.
just fucking with you, baby. No, but we're actually praying to self.
Yeah.
And not self in Lavelle Crump.
Self
or
God, right.
The God that is in us. That is in actuality in all of us. And that's why we're truly connected.
Yes. Right. Yes. All right. Well, that is a great note to end this.
It is.
Talk that you are all God's within you. Close your eyes and that's where you pray to. David Banner. I love you, dude.
If y'all really love me, go to davidbanner.com.
Yes. Go to davidbanner.com.
Hold it up.
Oh, hold it up.
Yeah.
Go to davidbanner.com to get all information on David Banner and to get the Godbox. This is a must have.
And we
a
can
must have for everyone. Follow what's your IG and all that
David
stuff?
Banner. Oh, my Instagram is David Banner likes pictures. It's really long.
Yes. That's okay. Just go to
so
David
can I do
Banner.
a commercial for y'all real quick?
Yeah, please do. Yes.
Really quick. I want you all to know, and I believe this as a leader. So many times people say they want me to be a leader, but historically, one of the reasons why I shy away from it, because black people have never really truly supported their leaders. They sit up and they let them talk, and then people kill them, and then we never do anything. There's not been one time in history that we've truly done anything about from Martin, Malcolm, Biggie, Pac, whoever it may end up being. And we know that these dudes pillow talk, so somebody out here knows who's done the things that they've done to our leaders. Right. And you from the Bay Area, where a lot of this started, and they never did anything for any of those leaders. So for me, the thing that I ask is that, I think we have to start admitting that most black people don't like being black. Because anything that is good for us, anything that is wholesome for us, anything that pushes our culture forward, we have a tendency to shy away with it. We say that we woke and we say that we're doing all of these things, but I always ask people, do you ever really see Asian people involved in politics? The answer is no, because they don't have
talk about the Asian vote.
They don't have to be because they own all their own shit. Yeah. They spend with each other. Yeah, they love on each other. They protect each other. Yeah. So I ask people, if y'all truly say that y'all about womanhood and pushing women forward and all that kind of stuff, you have to make sure that you're pushing women who are being women, who are great mothers, who are great people, who are great friends. And like we say we want good, but you really support what you put your money behind. Right. And we have a tendency to only put our money behind things that hate us. So be happy.
Thank you for tuning in to I Look Good Naked Podcast.
Fuck. That was just one with your wings on it.
Oh my God. Dave, thank you, honey.
That was awesome.
I'm a boss chick, yeah. I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots. I be getting money. I'm a boss chick, yeah. I'm a boss lady. I be calling shots. I be getting money.